Hello and welcome to the Diamond Report for Wednesday, March 29th, 2017. This is your host, Doug Diamond. Well, yesterday we had a magnitude 6.6 quake hit Kamchatka, Russia. That is a peninsula near Russia, between there and Alaska. Let me switch over to Earthquake 3D so you can see it. Here it is. It's a fairly decent sized quake with a swarm of other smaller quakes at the same time in the same area, essentially. As we progress around the Earth here, you can see the earthquakes worldwide over the last 48 hours. So this is just the last 48 hours worth of movement. So there's a few silent zones where we'll expect further movement. If I drop the rings down a little bit here, you can see a little bit better what's going on. So we definitely have a few silent zones in here, near Papua New Guinea, here near Japan, over in this area of Indonesia and Sumatra, and so there's definitely a few silent places here that have not moved yet. But overall, we have seen quite a bit of movement, including a new magnitude 4.1 quake in Oklahoma. I'll switch over real quick so you can see that on the USGS site. And that, again, and I mentioned it before, and so does Dutch Sense. He talks about it all the time. That's due to the fracking operations going on in Oklahoma, where these multiple injections have weakened the crust in that area. So anyway, that's why Oklahoma moves so much now. It's because it's been fracked to death. And in addition to earthquakes, we've had quite a few volcanic eruptions lately as well. Italy, Russia, Costa Rica, Russia again, Indonesia, Colombia, Peru, Japan. This is an article from strangesounds.org for more information. The Lost City of Z and the Mysterious Disappearance of Percy Fawcett. And Steve says, important background as to the coming revelations of the city of the giants in the Amazon jungle that are about to be revealed. Blue-eyed and blonde hair. Watch this tomorrow on Sheila Zielinski's show. Tom Horn and I will be giving you some mind-blowing new stuff related to our new book and this movie trailer. So that's really interesting. I'm looking forward to hearing what Steve has to say about the Lost City of Z. From USAWatchdog.com, which is Greg Hunter, Obamacare is the reason for anemic growth. Carl Denninger, a professional trader, says the financial markets look eerily like they did just before the dot-com bust in 2000 and the financial meltdown in 2008. Islamic projection, why Muslims hate infidels. Projection allows the killer to project his unacceptable desire to kill, torture, rape, steal, dominate, etc. onto some target group or person. This demonizes his target, making it acceptable to kill. Yep, that's exactly what Muhammad taught. And from MyDailyInformer.com, Japan orders mass evacuation today, ready for North Korea nuclear strike. Nuclear war preparation, Japan versus North Korea, World War III. Warning, U.S. Ponzi retirement market in big trouble, protect with precious metals. FBI collects facial recognition images from 18 states' motor vehicle departments. It turns out that over 400 million pictures of Americans' faces are stored in local, state, and federal law enforcement databases. And from the Wall Street Journal, planned Russian exercises in September, so NATO worries biggest Baltic exercises ever come at same time as drills in Sweden, raising concerns over risk of miscalculation. And from the Burning Platform, Foundation and Empire, is Donald Trump the mule? Populism is a rebellion of the common man against the elites, to some extent, against the system. The rebellion and the conflict that comes with it occur in varying degrees. Second Foundation, Empire crumbling, economic crisis hits, and an impending economic meltdown will stimulate decentralizing tendencies, separatist and secessionist movements, and lead to the breakup of empire. That's also from theburningplatform.com. Then Alex Jones' show today. Full show, Democrats admit they're planning to kill Trump. Red emergency, full alert. You will never hear these truths discussed in the mainstream. There's absolutely no integrity whatsoever in the journalistic field. There are only people with agendas and people who whore themselves out for people with agendas. That's from alt-market.com. And from the GatesstoneInstitute.org, Europe, unwilling to defend itself. The problem in Europe is that there are far too many people in uniform and far too few of them able to go into action. NATO Secretary General Lord Robertson. From WND.com, Dem lawmaker tips off illegals in MS-13 hotbed. If there's a knock on the door and you don't know who it is, don't open the door. The Hagman and Hagman Show, Steve Quayle and Tim Alberino reveal their latest findings as the coming deception nears. It was a very good interview. They also talk extensively about the third installment of the True Legend series. So I highly recommend listening to that. Massive underwater UFO sighted off Gulf Coast. It's a YouTube video. Death at your door. Knock and talk police tactics rip a hole in the Constitution. Then Steve says this will shock you to your core. Entrap and kill will become the order of the day. The crap has hit the fan as far as personal liberty is concerned. 11,000 WikiLeaks documents related to Fukushima. Use this page to search these files by terms, subject, recipient, and sender, by attached file name, or by using their ID in our database. And here's what that looks like. New radiation spikes detected in multiple countries. Mystery deepens as officials work to triangulate the source. Nuclear expert says it is serious. Likely means a continuing release still going on. I like how they're always surprised. It's always a mystery. They don't know where it's coming from. Apparently they've forgotten about Fukushima. Anyway, this article is from enenews.com. From AP. Felony charges for 2 who secretly filmed Planned Parenthood. Wow. They're putting them in prison, or at least they're trying to. Avian flu pandemic update. Taiwan, United States, and Japan cull nearly 1.5 million birds as pandemic gains strength. It's from thebigwobble.org. Earthquake scientists have been totally wrong. Quake risk dramatically underestimated, warns a new report. It's from naturalnews.com. Another Mars story. Weaving for Mars. Ancient technique will aid Red Planet mission. It's from space.com. World War III in September. Massive drills by both Russia and NATO sparks concerns over miscalculations. Are we potentially looking at a world war this September caused by a simple miscalculation? Or, once again, are the elite trying to stir the pot? That's a ChristianTruther.com article. Nuclear Emergency Tracking Center, NETC.com, is an early warning radiation system that takes data from private radiation monitoring stations and EPA network and creates an RBL, radiation background level, for each of 3,000 plus stations every day. I've got that website pulled up so you can take a look at it. I look at this myself every now and then. It shows the various RADCON levels from RADCON 1 to 5, which would be an alert. You'd have an A. The highest ones right now are these right in here. Nebraska currently at 345. But you just roll over the icon nearest you and click on it. From TASS.com, Russian strategic missile carriers to take part in military drills in Tajikistan. And Steve says, everyone gearing up for World War III under the guise of drills, and the global provocations continue, with the careless West totally asleep. From allnewspipeline.com, more evidence emerges. Planet 9 is really Planet X, aka Nibiru, and if that conspiracy theory is true, none of the others may really matter. Will the truth about one of the most censored stories in history soon be revealed? And more about Planet X, which I believe is wormwood from the Book of Revelation. On Yowza.com, YOWUSA.com, that's Marshall Masters' website. He has a ton of great information on here about Planet X, and you can go on here and read any of his articles. He's been researching this issue for many years. He also has a YouTube channel with lots of really great videos. And as one caveat to the information on Yowza.com, Marshall tends to support the work of Zecharia Sitchin and also the idea of the Anunnaki and the what the television show Ancient Aliens talks about with the ancient astronaut theory. While I don't support that whatsoever, that idea, because it's not biblical, I do think that Marshall's science and his information on Planet X or Nibiru or Wormwood or whatever you want to call it, I do think his information is top-notch, and it's definitely worth checking it out. Social media and mind control. The creation of a hive mentality. The lesson is clear. Embedded chips can turn normal people into crazed killers, and it can take crazed killers and turn them into passive beings. That's from Dave Hodges in the Common Sense Show. Crossing borders in a crisis. Passports, cash, credit, and respectability. It's from the survivalistblog.net. The war upon men is another veiled attempt to bring down America. These photographs will make you cringe. Dear feminists, real women do not want their men sissified. Masculinity is not the problem, you are. That's an All News Pipeline article. From Information Liberation, White House, Trump was right on JCC bomb threats. Sick ISIS militants made female prisoners torture each other for not wearing a veil. That's from the Express. And from the Daily Caller, leftists flick off memorial dedicated to victims of communism. Most of the responses mock the idea that there should be a memorial for the many innocent people who died as a result of communist policies and repression. More from melodramatic Michael Moore. He says Trump will cause human extinction. Historians in the near future will mark today as the day the extinction of human life on Earth began. That man is crazy. And from the Washington Examiner, I mentioned this earlier, 15 felony charges for the two who secretly filmed Planned Parenthood. The criminalization of investigative journalism. That's exactly what it is. So the former Oakland Raiders are now moving to Vegas, and it gives taxpayers a reason to boo, but players a reason to cheer. NFL behemoth embodies crony capitalism. Sure does, and also communism. From RT, Norway's Islamic Council hires fully veiled woman as communications officer. Radical group recently granted $56 million by Norwegian government. State rep caught tipping off illegal aliens about ICE raids. From the Daily Caller, Massachusetts official subverts law on behalf of illegals. Isn't that nice? From shtfplan.com, the transformation of our nation into a surveillance state is almost complete. I mentioned this one yesterday. Did Obama's defense deputy just admit spying on Trump? It's from Paul Joseph Watson. From his brother Steve, Chomsky. Trump may stage a false flag terrorist attack to rally support. Incident could be blamed on vulnerable people. Globalists declare Alex Jones #1 enemy after Trump. Jones and Trump are under constant attack from establishment politicians and media. Farage celebrates Article 50 Day. You've been triggered. Today we reach the point of no return, he proclaimed. From Leanne McAdoo, the shift in global consciousness is happening. A discussion about the future of humanity and avoiding ecological collapse. Hollywood laughs at Americans hurt by Obamacare. Ignorant celebrities mock the struggling American public. Google attempts coup inside Trump administration to stop antitrust action. It's from Jerome Corsi. Tech giant wants its puppets placed inside the FCC. Watch Get Me Roger Stone trailer, Netflix doc on Trump Insider. The world's leading internet television network is set to air a Roger Stone documentary. That can't be good. George Soros organization calls for InfoWars to be banned on Google. Establishment attacking Trump and InfoWars and anyone else who stands against globalism. Russia threatens to leak Obama's secrets. PJW gets mad, declares war on the pedophile empire. Senate approves Montenegro joining NATO despite Rand Paul's objection. Neocons risk war by pushing borders of NATO closer to Russia. Trump giving EPA a climate change. Major shift in the way the EPA operates initiated by the Trump administration. California indicts activists who filmed Planned Parenthood talking about selling baby organs. From the Daily Caller, each face 14 counts of recording a conversation without permission. 1 count of criminal conspiracy to invade privacy. How about that? That's what happens when you go up against the system. Engineered switch puts scientists 1 step closer to curing AIDS. Mike Cernovich destroys 60 Minutes interview. Establishment hit piece on fake news gets thwarted by independent journalist. Islamic State's new suicide sniper tactic tricking U.S. into bombing civilians. Tactic involves putting ISIS snipers on roofs, herding civilians into the basement. It's from the Daily Caller. From the Hill, House adopting cell phone defense measures. Congress has been a locked building with an open window. That's from the Hill. From Free Beacon, 6.5 million taxpayers paid $3 billion in Obamacare penalties in 2016. The Trump admin blocks Democrats' push for 2020 census to ask about sexual orientation. ICE reacts to sanctuary city sheriff's immigration stance with raids. U.S. military member dies amid fight against ISIS. Global pedophile networks are trying to shut down internet freedom. The elite are attempting to stop an investigation from happening. Facebook helps Pakistan identify thought criminals. Russia to build civilian nuclear-powered submarine for Arctic prospecting. RT.com. Drunk, driverless cars. What is a bigger danger to citizens, drunk drivers or driverless cars? That's a good question. But they're not driverless cars, they're self-crashing cars. Exclusive, Democratic plan to overthrow Trump revealed. Elites dust off COG, continuity of government playbook, to stay in power. Why Montenegro in NATO is a bad idea. Dems have more ties to Russia than Trump. Migrant tortures, kills social justice warrior, but city defends sanctuary status. It's from Kit Daniels. Pop star Alicia Keys dons kneecap. Flashes leg in tribute to diversity. Open defiance of women's dress code in some Muslim cultures would be severely penalized. Deep state challenges White House security to kill Trump. Globalists continue to hint toward a Donald Trump assassination. From the Daily Signal, Trump's budget cuts face resistance from Republican lawmakers. Hundreds of companies bidding to build that wall on U.S.-Mexico border. It's from RT. Australian teachers to lecture 4-year-olds on sexism. Educators will learn to spot children who enact sexist values, beliefs, and attitudes. Wow. What makes a cyber attack? Experts lobby to restrict the term. From the AP. And one more thing before I go. On Thursday the 30th at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, we have an interview with Robert Moxley. He's a top vaccine attorney and a speaker at Revolution for Truth, which is a special event that's going to be held on the 31st in Washington, D.C. So if you would, please be sure and catch that interview. For more information, just go to lostartsradio.com. Okay, that's it for the Diamond Report today. If you would, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any questions as far as the some of the individual links that I've detailed in this Diamond Report, feel free to leave me a comment either on YouTube or if you see this on Facebook, just leave me a Facebook comment or message, and I will help you find the article you're looking for. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you tomorrow.